David. The next topic is our tough topic, and it's the question is already outlawed in the NFL and the NCAA. Should Bull in the Ring, Oklahoma drill, and the board drills be illegal at the high school level? What do you think?
Well, I think on the Bull in the Ring, due to liability concerns, if the NFL and the NCAA's already gotten rid of them, I mean, there's a lot of negative connotations that go with that drill. It's probably going to be tough to pull that one off. Now, on the Oklahoma drill and the board drills, I think those need to stay. And, you know, I think very few drills are good and bad or safe or unsafe, independent of how a coach uses them. I just think you can set up drills that they'll be safer. You know, if you want to do a one-on-one tackling drill, for example, if you want to work form and technique, put them a yard apart. If you want them to kill each other, which I hope we don't, put them 10 yards apart and tell them, you know, they've got to go straight on. I don't think you can legislate poor coaching and poor character. I just don't think you can do that. And there's got to be accountability from school administration in some cases, and possibly sometimes with the head coach and assistant coaches. You know, if your assistant coaches are off the rails doing some drills that are going to hurt kids, you know, then you might need to step on. So I'm going to go along with Bull in the Ring just because I just think that's going to be a tough battle to win. But I don't really know how you can get rid of Oklahoma and board drills. I just think those are sort of staples that you need to have if you're going to work on blocking and having a base and shedding a block and those types of things.
Essential parts of fundamentals that you teach in football.
Yeah.
Well, I'm similar with you. I just grouped it all together though with my answer, and I said my answer would be, you know, I may be a little old school, but I was kind of brought up on those drills as a high school football player, you know. And when I got to college, we never did you know, like Bull in the Ring. Of course, we did Oklahoma and the board drills, but we never did Bull in the Ring. You know, I didn't use them a lot as a high school coach, especially Bull in the Ring. But I have used it before, but not on a consistent basis. Just maybe to try to toughen up some guys. But I've obviously used the Oklahoma drill and the board drills a little bit more. And we usually use them during fall camp, you know, as we're getting ready to get our season started. And that's when we use them mostly. We don't use them a lot during the season. Once the season gets going, I think maybe they should be illegal or banned at the youth, you know, football level. And the reason why is because I don't think you always have an experienced coach teaching the techniques. Usually, or sometimes it's a parent, you know, that they have to drag in there to get him to coach the team because they don't have anybody else to do it. And a lot of times he's not experienced at teaching the techniques that it would take, you know, to participate in the Bull in the Ring or even the board drills or even the Oklahoma drill for that matter. So that age group, you know, is just not prepared for those kinds of drills. So I think maybe if you're wanting to make it illegal, then maybe at the youth league. And also, it probably has no place in the NFL. I mean, with those kinds of athletes, I would hate to participate with Bull in the Ring with some of those guys. You know, that would be your elite athletes there, or even at the college level. At the high school level, I think most head coaches are smart enough to use discretion and not take a chance of getting a player hurt or discourage players from wanting to play football. You know, I'm kind of like, I think that's kind of what you said too, is I think that you got to trust your coaches. And I don't think there should be a ban on it at all. I just think that most coaches are smart enough to know if you get your players hurt, then you're not going to have a chance to win the game on Friday. So therefore, They'll use some discretion with it. I think there's, probably a time and a place like fall camp to use some of those drills. Now, remember, David, back in 2021 at South Warren, we won the state championship that year, but we were playing the only game we lost the entire year. Second game of the season, we were playing Hendersonville, Tennessee. So we were during warm-ups, and both teams were warming up, and I was out there just watching the warm-ups, and I looked down at Hendersonville, and they had them circled up. A group did, and they were doing bull in the ring, and when I started looking around at the other coach, I said, "Oh my God, we're in trouble." I said, "We're in trouble." I said, "These guys are going to be physical," and sure enough, they were the most physical team that we played the entire year, and they just got after us, and they didn't let up. And yeah, I don't know, maybe it might have something to do with it, but I know during pregame warm-ups, they were doing bull in the ring. And I remember I went into the coach's office before the game started. I said, "Yeah, we might be in trouble now." I said, "They're down there doing bull in the ring." And those coaches said, "What? What?" I said, "Yeah, they're doing bull in the ring." Sure enough, they were physical.
I think it's funny you bring that story up because I've only seen bull in the ring one time also before a game, and the team I saw do it, they were horrible. I mean, they were bad. So I think it's like a lot of things we talk about. It goes back to how you use it, and talent level, and things like that. But I thought you brought up a good point about the youth football because I do think you've got to know what you're doing in the sport of football to coach it, because if you don't, you're going to get somebody hurt. Always go back to that. I won't go into the whole thing, but when London High School started football, my grandmother told them, said, my dad was not playing if they didn't hire a good coach. She said, you can't take the math teacher and make him a football coach. You're going to have to get somebody who knows what they're doing. And I think this is a great example why your football coach better know what he's doing.
Yeah, because there are some techniques now that if the football coach is not in tune to safe techniques, then what it'll do is it'll discourage kids from playing, and they won't play, and they'll end up quitting, and you won't have a good team anyway. So I think it's important that the coach knows what he's doing. I agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think this is all coming up for the NFHS in the next week or two. That's why we brought this up as a tough topic, because they're going to be looking at these rules, and it'll be interesting. I guess we'll find out over the next 2 or 3 weeks what decision they make on these drills for high school football.
Yeah, that's almost too much government for me. I think they need to trust the football coach, and it doesn't need to be a rule, a law, whatever. I just think they need to trust the football coach, and if you want to ban it at the youth league, then I'd be all for that. I would vote for that, as a matter of fact. But I don't think you could compare that high school drills with that of the NFL. For God's sakes, they're not going to do it in the NFL. I mean, they would kill somebody, and even at the college level, they would. I don't see it. The next segment is the game of the week, and